Alright guys, this is my personal FWB 300S. It was made 1980. It's got some customizations on it, if that's a word. I took the rear side off, and Neil Clack built me a beautiful little cover for the front of it, where the muzzle is at. This has got a Jim McCarty spring in it. It's got Jim McCarty's seals in it. It's got a new recoil spring, and everything's been polished and fixed up inside of it. Now the way these guns work, there's one pin here in the back and there's two in the front to keep it from canting. As the gun fires, the entire barrel mechanism slides backwards on pins. So on a normal spring, when you fire it, the whole gun just jumps like crazy. On this just comes straight back, which leads a lot to its incredible accuracy. There's a lot of good things about these guns. One is you can set it on the bench and just stand here and load it and shoot it all day long. You never have to pick it back up. The other is when you do fire it, it doesn't become as tiring because it's so easy to cock. These things were built to shoot 10 meters indoors and make one little bitty hole all day long. That's all they're for. Now I shoot mine in bench rest and at 25 meters, which is what I'm going to shoot down range here in a little bit. This one right here, I'm shooting Air Arms 787s out of it. They're shooting at about 640 feet per second, which is pretty fast for one of these. Jim's spring is what makes it shoot that much faster. Also, I don't have very much lube in it, so the lube doesn't do anything but slow it down. What I'm fixing to do right now, I'm going to shoot it a couple of times. As I do, you can see the sled system move back and forth, and you can get a feel for how easy it is to load these. So I'm going to shoot a few right now, and you can see it, and then I'll get the camera closer and you can actually watch it go off. Now these things have a latch right here on the front on this lever. You just push down and it releases it and cock it. These things take about 7 to 8 pounds of cocking effort, so about what it took to cock one of your childhood Daisy BB guns, that's how much effort this takes. A kid can do it very, very easily. Then once the pellet's inserted in the breech, just close it back, pull it and latch it, and it's ready to fire. I'll shoot a couple fairly quickly so it's not so damn boring, and you can see the sled system. If you concentrate on this, you'll see it move back. Okay, this right here will give you a lot better look at the sled system. Just pop it, cock it, insert the pellet, and when this was pulled back, if you saw, the entire gun goes forward. I'm just going to point it and shoot a couple of times so you can watch it. As you can see, this one's not coming completely all the way back, but part of that is these things are built to be really light. Right now, this gun right here with the scope and everything that's on it, it's a little heavier than it would be with the sight system, so it just takes a little while longer. Now let me show you the muzzle end of it, and I'll do the same thing, and you can see, get a better idea how much it's actually moving. Okay guys, I wanted to show you something. If you'll notice online, you'll see these guys shooting groups instead of shooting a scorecard like this. If you look at this scorecard each individually, there's some 10s and X's mixed in there. There's also a couple that I dinked off pretty bad. This one, I shot a 7 on that one. Luckily I caught the line. But you'll see that very few are actually dead centered. Now, if you look right here, I've got 22 pellets in that hole. Now that looks pretty damn impressive, doesn't it? Not really. If you'll see, there's some 10s, there's some X's in here too, but the majority of that group is going just a little bit high right. So there's a shitload of 9s and 8s in there. So when you look at it as one group, it looks really impressive because it just tears one big ragged hole through there. It looks like somebody shot it with a 30 caliber or something. But if you look at it like this, because every one of these, except for this one that I dinked out down here, you could probably cover this entire group with a nickel, which looks impressive. But for score-wise, that's not really that big a deal. Alright guys, well, I'm starting to lose a little daylight here, and it's hard to shoot that well. Unfortunately, now the wind has died, so I could probably shoot some really good groups, but that's just the way it goes. Very rarely do you get a chance to shoot without any wind. This mount on mine, this is I believe it's a DKL mount, and the reason that it looks so funky is I'm trying to clear this bell over the loading port, so that's the reason I've got it like that. And on the other view, you can see the muzzle cover that Neil Clack made for me. And if you would, look him up online. Neil is an exceptionally good guy. And when he machines something, he literally does it to the thousandths of an inch. And it's beautiful. I've had him do a lot of work for me, and all of it is incredible. He's an incredible guy to deal with. But I hope you liked the shooting that I did with it. It wasn't great, but it was real. And I'll be ready to start part 2 probably tomorrow. I'm going to try start tomorrow with the Diana 75. I'll explain the recoil system on it then when I get started with it. But get ready for part 2, the Diana 75 with the GIS system.